The alarm clock buzzed. It was 7 a.m., the start of another monotonous day. John woke up feeling tired and drained. The weight of his routine pressed down on him. He had a boring job that felt like it was sucking the life out of him. Each day was a repeat of the last. He didn't make much money, just enough to scrape by. His paycheck was a constant reminder of his struggles. He wished things were different. He often found himself staring out the window, lost in thought. He wanted to be rich, not for the sake of wealth itself, but for the freedom it promised. Not crazy rich, just comfortable. He dreamed of a life where he didn't have to worry about bills. He wanted to travel and buy nice things, to experience the world beyond his small apartment.
That feels impossible. The weight of his dreams felt like a burden he couldn't lift.
John got out of bed and made breakfast, trying to shake off the feeling of hopelessness. He ate the same thing every day, toast and eggs. It was a routine he had grown accustomed to. After breakfast, he got dressed for work, the same routine he had followed for years. He put on his usual work uniform, feeling the fabric that had become a second skin. He looked in the mirror. He felt discouraged. He felt stuck. The reflection staring back at him was a reminder of his unfulfilled dreams. John left his apartment and walked to the bus stop, the city bustling around him, yet he felt alone. On his way, he saw a homeless man digging through the trash, a stark reminder of how fragile life could be. The man pulled out a dirty old notebook, something that seemed out of place in the trash. John felt sad for the man. He knew the feeling of desperation all too well. He wanted to help, but he didn't have any money to spare. His own financial struggles held him back. As John got closer, the homeless man looked up, their eyes meeting in a moment of shared understanding. He saw John and smiled, a warm, genuine smile that seemed out of place given his circumstances. He held up the notebook, offering it to John as if it were a precious gift.
This will change your life. The man's voice was filled with conviction.
John was confused, unsure of what to make of the situation, but he took the notebook, feeling a strange sense of hope. He thanked the man and hurried to catch his bus, clutching the notebook tightly, wondering if this day would indeed be different. John sat on the bus, thinking about the homeless man's words. The encounter had been brief, but the man's eyes had a spark of wisdom that John couldn't ignore. "This will change your life," the man had said, handing John an old, tattered notebook. Could a simple notebook really do that? John opened the notebook, his curiosity piqued. The pages were yellowed and worn, filled with handwritten notes that seemed to whisper secrets from the past. The first page had a title, "The Magic Notebook, Habits That Make You Rich." The bold claim made John chuckle.
This has to be a joke, he thought, but something urged him to read on.
He started reading the first page, his skepticism slowly giving way to intrigue. It talked about the power of saving money, a concept John had never seriously considered. John usually spent everything he earned, living paycheck to paycheck without a second thought. He never thought about saving, always assuming he didn't have enough to set aside. The notebook explained how even small amounts saved consistently could grow over time. It was like magic. John was intrigued. The idea of financial stability seemed almost within reach. He decided to try it. What did he have to lose? He would start saving a little bit of money every day, just as the notebook suggested. The next day, John started putting away a few dollars from his lunch money. It was a small step, but it felt significant. It wasn't easy, but he was determined. Each dollar saved felt like a victory, a step towards a better future. He thought about the notebook's promise of magic, wondering if it could really transform his life. He wanted to see if it was true. The journey had just begun, and John was ready to discover the magic within those worn pages. Weeks turned into months. John was surprised by how much he had saved. It wasn't a fortune, but it was a start. He had never saved this much money before. He felt proud of himself. He was finally taking control of his finances. One day, John's old car broke down. He needed a new car to get to work. He was worried he would have to spend all his savings, but when he checked his account, he was relieved. He had enough to buy a decent used car.
Wow, the notebook was right. Saving really made a difference.
Saving had protected him from a financial disaster. He was excited to keep learning. He wanted to discover other habits that could make him rich. John turned to the next page of the notebook. He had been reading it for weeks, absorbing every bit of wisdom it had to offer. It was about the importance of hard work. The words seemed to leap off the page, resonating deeply with him.
Work hard, earn more than you spend. These simple yet powerful principles began to shape his daily routine.
John had always thought working hard was for other people. He believed it was for those who were ambitious and wanted to climb the corporate ladder. People who wanted to climb the corporate ladder. He never saw himself as one of those people, but he realized he could work hard at any job. It didn't matter what the job was, the effort he put in was what counted. He started looking for ways to improve at his current job. He read books, attended workshops, and sought advice from mentors. He volunteered for extra shifts. He wanted to show his dedication and willingness to go the extra mile. He took on new responsibilities. Each task he completed added to his growing sense of accomplishment. His boss noticed his effort and gave him a raise. John was happy. It was a validation of all the hard work he had put in. He was making more money than ever before. His paycheck was a tangible reward for his dedication.
My hard work is really paying off. He felt a deep sense of pride and satisfaction.
John was earning more and he was saving more. His financial situation was improving steadily. He was finally on the path to financial freedom. The future looked brighter than ever. He was excited to see what the future held. With hard work and determination, he knew he could achieve anything he set his mind to. Section 6. The Shortcut Trap. John turned to the next page, eager to learn more. This section warned about the dangers of shortcuts. There's no easy way to get rich, it said.
I had always been tempted by get-rich-quick schemes. I would see ads online and think, maybe this is it.
The notebook reminded him that real wealth came from hard work, patience, and smart decisions. He knew he had to be patient. He had to stay focused on his goals. He had to avoid get-rich-quick traps.
I closed the notebook feeling a sense of relief. I had been so close to falling for those scams. From then on, I was determined to stick to the proven path. I knew that shortcuts only led to disappointment.
Section 7. Investing in your future. The final page in the notebook talked about investing.
Don't just save your money, make it grow, it said.
John had always been intimidated by investing. It seemed complicated and risky, but the notebook explained it simply. John learned about different investment options. He started small, investing a portion of his savings every month. He was patient, knowing that investments take time to grow. He was excited about building a secure financial future.
Years passed. John continued to save, work hard, spend wisely, and invest. He was no longer living paycheck to paycheck. He had built a solid financial foundation. He was living a comfortable life.
Section 8. The Real Magic. John thought back to the day he found the notebook. He had been feeling lost and hopeless, but the notebook had shown him the way. It wasn't magic, he realized. It was simple habits. These habits had transformed his life. He was no longer the same person. He was confident. He was in control of his finances. He had achieved his dream of financial freedom.
John knew that anyone could achieve what he had. It wasn't about luck. It was about making smart choices and sticking to them.
Section 9. Time and Consistency. John learned another important lesson. It wasn't enough to just know these habits. He had to practice them consistently, day after day, year after year. That's how he achieved real success. He knew that time was a powerful ally. The earlier he started, the more time his money had to grow. He wished he had learned these habits sooner, but he was grateful he had found them at all.
John thought about all the people who were struggling financially. He wanted to share the secrets of the notebook with the world.
Section 10. Start your journey today. John realized the notebook wasn't magical. The real magic was within each person. It was the power to change your life by changing your habits. It was the power to build a better future, one step at a time.
Are you ready to start your journey? It's time to take control of your finances. Start saving, work hard, spend wisely, avoid shortcuts, and invest in your future. The magic notebook is waiting for you. Open it and discover the secrets to a life of financial freedom.